It was a chilly October evening, and the moon hung high in the sky, casting an eerie glow over the quiet suburban neighborhood. My name is Lily, and as a 17-year-old trying to save up for college, I decided to earn some extra cash by offering my services as a dog babysitter. Little did I know that the job I had taken that night would turn into a nightmare I would never forget. I arrived at the address, a quaint two-story house nestled at the end of a dimly lit cul-de-sac. The owner, Mrs. Thompson, greeted me with a warm smile, her eyes filled with gratitude. She introduced me to her 3 dogs, Max, a playful golden retriever, Bella, a curious beagle, and Duke, a gentle and reserved Great Dane. Mrs. Thompson explained their routines, handed me a set of keys, and assured me that I would have no trouble taking care of them. As the sun dipped below the horizon, darkness consumed the neighborhood. The house creaked with age, and there was some kind of animal living in the basement, and an eerie stillness settled upon the rooms. I focused on my task, making sure to keep the dogs fed, watered, and entertained. Max happily chased after a tennis ball, Bella sniffed around the backyard, and Duke lay calmly by the fireplace. But as the night progressed, strange things began to occur. I heard faint scratching noises coming from the walls, like tiny claws scurrying across the surface. The dogs grew restless, their ears perked up, sensing something unsettling in the air. Unease began to gnaw at my stomach, and I couldn't shake off the feeling that we were not alone. Suddenly, the power went out, plunging the house into darkness. Panic gripped my heart as I fumbled for my phone, using its flashlight to guide me through the pitch-black corridors. The dogs huddled close to me, their barks echoing in the night, sensing the encroaching danger that I couldn't see. In the flickering light, I spotted an open basement door. Reluctantly, I descended the creaking stairs, the dogs following cautiously behind me. The air grew colder, and an unsettling presence seemed to lurk in the shadows. I felt eyes upon me, unseen and malevolent, their gaze penetrating the very core of my being. I reached the basement and shone my light around, revealing a room filled with old furniture, dusty cobwebs, and crates stacked haphazardly against the walls. A sudden movement caught my eye, and I stifled a scream as I saw a pair of glowing eyes staring back at me from the darkness. "Who are you?" I screamed angrily. Whoever was in the corner started laughing deranged-like. After what felt like a whole minute of him laughing like that, he said, "I'm just a boy playing with my toys." I looked down and saw that there were dead animals all around him, small rats, cats and dogs. I ran up the stairs and locked the basement behind me. I got out my phone and immediately started dialing 911. When I told the operator everything, he seemed oddly nervous as well. "We are sending someone right away," I hear the operator say. Hearing this made me feel better. But I could still hear the man's laughter as he walked up and down the basement stairs. Within minutes the cops arrived and went down to arrest the man, but he was gone. I went to have a look for myself and there was no sign of him. He couldn't have escaped as the basement was sealed and there was no easy way out besides the door. Mrs. Thompson rushed home as soon as I got my bearings and was able to inform her of the situation. What she told me when she got there was and still is the scariest situational realization I had had. Years ago, her neighbor, a young boy, loved her dogs. The dogs loved seeing him as well. But one day Mrs. Thompson's neighbor had a mental breakdown and broke into her house and slit the throat of one of the dogs. When she found out that he was released from the mental institution, she knew she could not leave her dogs alone ever again. Which is what she hired me. But no one had any idea that the first time Mrs. Thompson leaves her dogs with someone else, that creepy neighbor kid would break into the house once more. I still often wonder where he went. There was no way for him to even leave the basement. I sometimes have nightmares that he is still down there, in a very secret hiding spot waiting for a time to strike one of her dogs again.
To be continued.